What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday, and you know what goes down here on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for joining me. White Tech goes down here on Tuesday, and it is a great Tuesday. So, do me a favor and make sure that you're hitting this share button and letting all my one sexy wives know that White Chat is going down here on today. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend, and I hope that you had a great start to your week. Um, I've been having a great time. I'm so blessed. I went back to the doctor, and God is such a healer. I am healed from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, and so I am so blessed and so grateful. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Just put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would love to know where you're joining me from. I appreciate you guys hopping on here. Today, I am so pleased to be able to answer some questions. And usually I answer questions, just from the general public. You guys come into my DM, you email me or whatever. But these questions for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be answering literally from my email list, my One Sexy Wife email list, which God has blessed me with thousands and thousands of people to be on my email list. And I don't take it for granted. I truly appreciate my One Sexy Wife tribe. And so I'm going to be answering, like I said, for the next 2 weeks, questions strictly from my One Sexy Wife tribe. I sent out an email just saying that I'm available to answer any questions. And let me just tell you, my ladies in my tribe showed up and showed out. And so I narrowed them down because I literally have answered a lot of these questions over the last 5 years. And a lot of the information you can also find on my YouTube. Again, you guys, please hit me up. Hey, Yolanda, thank you. Please tell me where you listening from. I would love to shout you guys out wherever you're listening to me from. Just put it in the chat. Again, thank you guys for joining me. So these two questions are amazing questions, and hopefully they're going to help you guys. Really, I am doing well, Christina. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. You guys, hello, Andre. Please, hi, how are you? You listening from Australia? Thank you so much for joining me from Australia. Wow, God is good. I mean, and I'm going to answer a question today from all the way from India. And like I said, these questions are actually from my One Sexy Wife tribe that are part of my email list. And so, again, the person's name is going to be anonymous. So the very first question is, and I'm reading directly from how they sent me the question through the email. It says, I am from India. My question is, how do I get free from my sexual anxiety? However, I am trying to deal with it. I know everything is natural. However, how do I try to deal with having sex? I feel some pain, not so much pain, and my mind reacts very badly. I did all the doctor's checkup. I have no infections. Everything is in my head. Please give me some advice on how to deal with sexual anxiety. Hello from Alabama. Hello, Jackson. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys who are listening to me through my YouTube channel, and all you guys who are joining me on Facebook. I truly appreciate you guys. And so this question again is from India. And so let me answer the question. Having sex and having anxiety can be very real for many of people, right? And it's just not women who deal with sexual anxiety. It could be men as well. And for men, it's a little bit different because they have been taught that they're supposed to be able to know everything sexually, be able to rise to the occasion all the time, and be able to pleasure a woman, and make her scream and holler and always orgasm. So that that can be a pressure, and I've helped men in that area as well. And for women, it could be that, it could be a lot of different things. And like she's saying, it's in her head. She feels it's in her head, being that she has went and got a checkup from a doctor. And that would be my first advice. If you're struggling with any kind of sexual anxiety, or you're dealing with any kind of pain when it comes to sex, the first thing I would tell you is to go visit your GYN. So let me just give you some practical things that you can do as well. If you're dealing with any type of painful sex and you don't have any kind of infections or anything like that after you have been to your GYN, the first thing I want you to do is really introduce a really good lube. Victor, hello, how are you? Hello, from Orlando, Florida. Yolanda from Orlando. Make sure that you introduce a very good lube, because sex should not be painful. But if it is, you might want to introduce a really good lube, especially if you're dealing with anxiety, because the body is not naturally going to warm up and get your juices flowing the way you need to. So have a really good lube. That's the first thing I want to say to you. The other thing is avoid any self-doubt that you might have. And what do I mean about avoid any self-doubt? Self-doubt is, I will not be able to enjoy sex. I can't please my spouse. This is going to be painful. How long is this going to last? All of those things, you want to avoid those things, right? And you want to replace all of those negative self-doubt things to positive things, right? Like, I definitely can rise to the occasion. My body is going to line up to receive and to give pleasure. So you want to literally, for every negative thought that you have, you want to replace it with something positive. And I'm speaking to a lady in India, you guys, but this can work for guys as well, right? If you are having anxiety and that you cannot please your woman or whatever, all of those things, a lot of it goes in your head if you're not dealing with anything medically, okay? So make sure that you replace self-doubt. The other thing is limit your caffeine and sugar intake. And you're like, well, Dr. Gail, what does that have to do with it? Anytime that you have caffeine and sugar involved before you engage in sex, your body goes into a high and then it drops, right? Because you have a caffeine spike or a sugar spike, and then you automatically crash. And you don't want to have caffeine or sugar right before you engage in sex, because again, that causes the body to crash. And then the sensation of having giving pleasure and receiving pleasure is diminished. And this is the true thing. You can look it up. Okay. Number 3 is shift your focus off yourself and put it on pleasing, put it on giving and receiving pleasure. Get out of your head. And let me just tell you, 90% of great sex for men is physical, and only 10% is mental. For women, it is 90% mental and only 10% physical. So for a woman, we have to shift our thinking. You have to make sure that you're 100% present. You're not thinking about all the other things that you have to take care of outside of the bedroom. So shift your thinking. So for this lady, for the anxiety, you're thinking, oh my God, am I going to lubricate? Oh my God, am I going to be able to please my husband? Oh my God, all of these things. Before you engage in sex, you need to shift your thinking outside of the bedroom and say to yourself, I am going to be able to rise to the occasion. My body is going to line up. I am going to be able to give and to receive pleasure. You're going to have to start rethinking this, because anxiety is real. And what is happening probably when it becomes painful is that your body is so tense that when your husband is trying to insert inside of you, that's what's causing the pain. So again, make sure that you have a really good lubricant. And the last thing is, if you continue to struggle with having painful sex, I say introduce some different sex positions into your marital bed, because engaging in some different sex positions can also help you relax. Also, will help with insertion, and also allow you to receive pleasure, different pleasure sensations when you introduce some different sex positions. Also, I would suggest that if you have a very weak core, to introduce a sex position pillow into your bed. It helps you get into the position and hold it and not be tense and not be working your core muscles, especially if they're very, very weak core muscles. So hopefully that works. Also, I want you to make sure that you guys engage in a lot of foreplay, because when you engage in a lot of foreplay, of course, that helps speed the body up. That helps you get very lubricated in order to be able to engage in sex. And so my wife from India, my prayer is that this has helped you and give you something to think about and to talk about. Make sure that you email me if you have any additional questions, because again, you're part of my 160 Wife Tribe, so you have my email address. So hopefully this is helpful to you and whoever else is watching. Good, thank you. Sorry we missed you again, but had a car trouble and was stuck. Okay, Victor, you just make sure that you go on again on my scheduler and reschedule for you and your wife. I know what you're talking about. Thank you so much for watching. All right, this next question is from a wife. She didn't say where she was from, but she is on my email list. Dr. Gail, what do you think? If the husband can't perform in bed and now he is just staying in his office all the time, I assume he's okay, because I assured him that I'm okay, because in this, I am with him for the good or the bad. I need some type of stimulation from him. He's not sleeping in the bed with me currently. He cannot pleasure me currently. And it's been going on 2 years. He keeps saying that he's going to get some help, but he just seems to be so defeated. He is a good man. But my patience is all the way worn out. He's not looking at porn. He just mostly just sleeps or works. What can I do to get my man back in the bed? I redecorated the room, bought lingerie. He has hypertension, over 60, overweight, but oh well, still I love him. Okay. So there's a lot of different dynamics going on with this husband. And from what I can tell, the first thing is that he's suffering from erectile dysfunction. And whenever a man is suffering from erectile dysfunction, it puts him in an immediate depression. It really does, because everything that a man is tied to him providing and being able to perform sexually. It is the truth. So, but let me just tell you, I wrote 2 books, and you guys know that I wrote Praying for the Penis, and I wrote it along with a urologist, because so many women are dealing with, and men are dealing with spouses that are dealing with erectile dysfunction. Let me just tell you, every man on the planet is going to experience some form of erectile dysfunction from the time that they're from the age 16 until they go on to glory. But it is 90% of the time is 100% fixable for a man, for one, if there has not been any like severe medical conditions like cancer, where they had to remove something or anything like that, where it was damaged, or there has been some kind of trauma to the penis and to the scrotum or anything like that. Most of the time, erectile dysfunction is fixable, and it can be caused by hypertension. It can be caused by sugar diabetes. It can be caused by being overweight. It can be caused by so many different things. But again, if you get your hypertension and if you get your blood sugar, all of those things under control, it is 100% fixable. And so let me just give this wife some some tools and some strategies. And I would suggest, and I'm not trying to sell books or anything like that, because I am so blessed, trust and believe me, but I did this because I understand how I deal with wives and husbands all the time that are dealing with this. And it's not unto death of your marriage, but you do need to address it. You do need to have conversations about it, and you need to be open. And for men who are watching me, it is highly, highly difficult for a wife to deal with this situation if you're not communicating with her, right? So I admonish you, if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, instead of pulling away from us, because again, our mind goes into the gutter. Our mind goes automatically. If he's not getting sex from me, he's getting it from somewhere else. Or I am not attractive to him, so he's committing infidelity. All of those things come into our minds as wives. I'm just being open and honest with you. And that was the reason why I wrote the book, because I want to make sure that we got good information or whatever. So you guys need to be open and honest and say, the reason why I am pulling away, for one, I'm depressed. For two, I cannot perform sexually right now. We are grown women. We understand and we can handle it. But when you pull away, it makes us think that other things are going on. That's just a side thing. But the first thing is, it does send them into depression, right? And the difference kind of between women and men, when a woman goes into menopause, we get on the phone with our girlfriends, we do research, we trying all kind of different remedies, we in the hair salon talking about it, and another woman tried this and it worked, and we just do all those things. For men, you're not going to go to the barbershop and say, I can't, get it up today. I'm dealing with erectile dysfunction. It's just not going to happen. So what happens is you pull away. And that is the wrong thing that you need to do for your spouse. You need to be able to communicate. And it is very painful and it's very frustrating, because it puts your wife in a position where she feels like you don't desire her anymore. And I understand that's not always the case. So the first thing is that you need to talk with him about how sleeping in another room makes you feel, right? Makes you feel. This is to the wife. How that you're sleeping in another room makes me feel. Not say, because you can't perform your sleep. It makes me feel X, Y, and Z, right? It makes me feel lonely. It makes me feel abandoned. Whatever words come to you, make sure that you say that. Hi, Wakila. How are you, sweetie? Let him know how it makes you feel, and come from a genuine place on how this you sleeping in a separate room makes me feel. Number two, make sure that you let him know you understand that he is in a depressed state and that you're not going anywhere, but you do want him to get some help. And I understand that you've said it to him before, but sometimes we have to take the lead and we have to make the appointment with the urologist for him, right? And then assist him in making sure he gets there. Because at the end of the day, he wants to please you. He wants to rise to the occasion. He wants to do all of those things. But again, he is in such a depressed state because he's feeling like less of a man because he's not able to perform sexually, right? Number three, help him get moving, right? Because even if you guys start going on a brisk romantic walk at least 2 or 3 times a day, not a day, a week, that is going to help him his circulation get moving again. Because you're saying that he is overweight, you're saying that he has hypertension, and you're saying to me that he is 60 years old, which is not old. What I'm saying is that helping him at least get some form of movement and activity will increase the circulation into his body as well as into his penis, and that can at least help him start to lose some weight. It will help him with his hypertension, because once he starts losing weight, most of the time hypertension and overweight go hand in hand. Not all the time, so don't tell me, but a lot of time that goes, and it also can help with circulation, okay? And a lot of times when men are experiencing erectile dysfunction, it has to do with poor circulation to the penis, okay? And number 4, if all else fail, Follow him to the other bed. Follow him to the other bed. If he wants to continue to sleep in another bed and you tell him all of these things and he continues to sleep in there, follow him to the other bed. Say, well, since you don't want to go into this beautiful room that I just have decorated, I'm coming in here with you. You have a right to do that as his wife. Because again, this is your marriage and you said you're in it to win it. And don't allow yourself to become so frustrated where you want to walk away, right? In our vows, we say in sickness and in health. And right now, your husband is struggling. So you might have to take the lead on this. We take the lead on so many other different things. Take the lead on this. You might have to schedule him an appointment for a urology. You might have to say, come on, honey, let's go for a walk, right? And stop focusing so much on not being sexually satisfied at this moment. Focus on getting your husband's mental and physical in a healthier place, right? And sometimes we have to take the lead on that, especially because getting men to go to the doctor on a normal basis is like pulling teeth. They would rather just, suffer. And I'm going to say this. I live in a household with a man that works at a hospital every single day. And he will come home sick. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, you have access to doctors all day. That's what you do all day. You work with sick people all day. And you come home and you say, I don't get it. And you didn't get no medicine. You're not, but anyway, that's just how they're built, right? We're built to take care of things. And when your husband is weak in that area and he's depressed, and I can tell you he's depressed, just rise to the occasion and help him out with this. Okay. And so my prayer is that this has helped somebody. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Hi, Paulette. How are you? How you guys doing? I met you guys down in Atlanta. How you doing, Paulette? But again, my prayer is that this teaching, this wife chat, has helped you. Again, I'm answering questions from my OSW, my One Sexy Wife email list. And again, I'll be answering some other questions again next week. These two questions, one came from one of my ladies in India. Thank you so much. And then I have somebody on here watching me from Australia. I am so blessed. And the other wife did not tell me where she was from, but thank you guys so much for joining me from Alabama, from Australia. Who else? I know Paulette, you're in Philadelphia, right? I believe. And Wakila, you in Philadelphia. I think you guys are in Philadelphia, if I remember correctly. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Just to let you guys know that Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage is happening January 21st and 22nd here in Maryland. We're only down to 60 something spots left because I am yes, Philly, Wakila, thank you. I can't wait till January either. And so we're going to sell out pretty quickly. My teachers and speakers are already on it. So I would admonish you, please, 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 if you want to come to Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage, y'all know it's hot, you know it's going to be good. Make sure that you go ahead and register. You can go to my website, gailcrowder.com or bsbconference.com. And again, I love you guys to pieces. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on Wife Chat. If you need me, you know how to contact me. You can hit me up through my website. I offer a free 15-minute consultation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to give you some tools and some strategies to strengthen your marriage. Good night. I love you guys to pieces. Hi, Sonia from Illinois. How you doing? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure that you're hitting the share button. And, you know, the replay, like I said, the replay is always up here. If you miss anything that I said, and again, I answered 2 questions from 2 wives on my One Sexy Wife email list. Again, I love you guys to pieces. Have an amazing, amazing night.